All right, everybody, let's get going for a Thursday. Get started right off the bat. Talk about the big markets here. Qs, SPY. Big stuff happening. So we'll go through that. What are we going to do with these markets? All-time new highs. And crypto. Hey, anyone notice Bitcoin back above 44,000? I'd give that a big round of applause. How is everyone else doing today? Great to see everyone in the chat. What's going on, Drew, Hawk, Mike, Miss Stephanie, Josh, Victoria, everyone else? What are we going to do with this market? What do you guys, what's your plan? Because doesn't change everything, you know, that we are on track to be looking out for is, you know, setting up quite nicely. Here's our 4-hour deal. This is for today. Literally just kissed the hop off of that deep crab. So we're looking at 433 right now as kind of the last speed bump before the whole thing just kind of really explodes for this year. What's going on? Great to see everybody. Hey, before I get any further, everyone else that's new, please get on over harmonictrader.com, get a free 2-week trial to the HPC TradingView program and the other ones. Right there, all MetaTrader, eSignal. Try them for free. You have to send your username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. That's how that works. The rest of it is free, and then you get over basic members page and check out all those resources. The books, videos, cheat sheets, the Discord link, everything is on that page, all down here. Okay, check that out. Any other questions, reach out to me at harmonictrader@gmail. Great to get that out of the way. But really, this is the plan for the Qs, you know, sitting at all-time new highs, kind of tough to say, all right, go buy it. We need an idea. Where are we going to jump on this train next? Because listen, there's the 4-hour, looks like a perfect short, but you know, bring out the weekly, there's just massive strength on the weekly. So 4-hour is a really nice crab pattern, maybe short-term bearish resistance right there. But when you go to the week, yeah, this weekly shark pattern, understand, okay, this is massive strength. You're at all-time new highs, and you're doing what you need to do to really assert yourself into the new price discovery. The target top end for the shark for the Qs is 445. I think that's your target for end of March. Q1, get there by the end of first quarter. So, you know, I mean, it's not a stretch. Not a stretch at all. So I just think we're going to have to kind of remind ourselves, what are the key levels? What are we looking for? Where should we be jumping on to ride that continuation? The thing that we have to also keep in mind is, look, the monthly chart is just fireworks. Total fire. I really think you got to think of QQQ like Bitcoin. I think you have to be thinking of the way people want to hodl Bitcoin forever. It's a great idea, and I get it for core holdings. But the QQQ and the SPY, I'll get to that in a second. I think people don't really consider that the same way, but they should, because this is, you know, a decade long or more. I mean, historically, you know, this is just a phenomenal. The NASDAQ has been the most phenomenal market of the last 30 years, no doubt. But within the last 10, there's definitely an outperformance, something that I think is important to understand where we are longer term, where this is headed, with NASDAQ leading the way, breaking out. Listen, long-term monthly chart, like everything that we're looking at right now, we're looking for 1618 expansions on the monthly. That's your target. We're assuming, hey, this is a bull market. I don't care if it's fluff or not. Doesn't matter. This thing is moving into an expansion price discovery mode of operation. The target's a 1618 minimum. We've done it before, many cycles. So think of it the same way. Okay, going to roughly 510, 515 is our number. Get up here. You're now 432, 433. We're hitting short-term numbers up here. I've talked about that in the last session or two. But you have to understand what's behind all of this on the weekly, on the monthly. Since the low, going all the way back to June. What was that? No, sorry. September 22. Then we got a dot. One inside bar, gone. We don't even have we're not even close to having one bearish month yet. If this was an important check back area, it's potential, but there's no dot. You would need 2 bearish months. You're nowhere near there. This just continues. Even on the monthly, look, we're going back up into the zone. These are other things to understand. It's been a couple of years since we've done this. Okay, your amplified RSI, after hitting some resistance on that test, going back August 23 last summer. So a little reaction back down, and now we're heading up into that overbought region where you continue to go. That's expansion. What you're hoping for is that this thing continues to go up literally the next 3 or 4 months, and then it does some kind of complex formation later. But that's all the way up here. Also, this prior signal, that's another complex reading. Look, M formation in the overbought, comes all the way down, gets overbought there, or it gets oversold exactly where it needs to, really smooth, then starts the process. Here, we're just going back up into the zone. There's nothing. It's just confirms the fact that you are expanding higher. It's a lot like if we were up in here. Yeah, that's actually, you got to go back to like the 2020 recovery around 260. You had a whole bunch, another 60 or more. So just because you're hitting overbought does not mean that that is bearish. In fact, you really need to be rolling over for that to even start to consider that. And here we are, we're going back up. Same here, same this whole kind of behavior that you saw in spring, summer of 21. Right, it did peak many months later, but it did not really break down until you got that kind of a thing. You are months away from that. So keep in mind, understand where we are in this process. It keeps going up because of where we are relative to all-time highs and the last 15 months in particular since the low. Strong stuff. What happened all through here, 2021 to 2022, that one 15-month period there, that was just big retracement within the long-term uptrend. And here we go again. Here we go again with, I think 1618 is, it's a minimum number. It's not a maximum number by any means, but it's a number for, certainly for this year. And if you really want to do something, kind of crazy, where what this market's headed to do is something like this, just connecting big dots. Isn't that amazing that this was almost a perfect 382 off the 2008 low? I mean, almost perfect. It's like that. Amazing. That 2022 low was a perfect 382 off the all-time. So if that's a 382, this is easily a 1618. And I would venture to say it's probably more like a 2.0. 2.0 is somewhere up there around 550. I think saying 515 is an easy shot. But for now, let's stick with that number. 500, call it. But that's where you are with the major markets, which is great because nothing like having all the markets run at the same time, which looks like it's happening, and it's probably happening faster than I thought. I thought it could take most of the year to develop. It's developing now. It's happening now. So stick with that. The SPY, another one where, okay, S&P 500 above 5,000. It's not a big deal. It's just a number. Here's the SPY, 497.75. This is a perfect deep crab, and you got a ways to go. I mean, SPY, the monthly chart looks just phenomenal. 565. That's the weekly level here. That's the weekly target, and for this year. So we should see this thing blast through 500 really soon and speed up. You know, I mean, this is going to, now that we're smashing through the all-time high, which you are. Okay, it's been a while since we've had a multi-year correction, and now we're resuming the long-term uptrend again because there's so much money out there. I mean, that's what's driving this. Some people are like, you know, how is this thing just, it keeps going up? It's just that there is so much money out there into the markets, on the sidelines, that it is going to continue to be held up. This uptrend is going to continue. So SPY 2024, the plan, 565. That's the deal. We don't stray from that. And I, you know, dare I say, things like check out what happened in Disney here. Now trading 112. I mentioned this, and I really, this is one of those stocks, and this is one of those things where when companies like this start to get bid up like that, the larger market turnaround is like right around the corner, if not already happening. I would say it is already happening now, but this is a major deal. Disney, that bottom is in. Okay, I mean, it's just remarkable. Not a great move. And I, you know, was really looking down here back in the fall, wondering, Disney down here, it's been down here at 80 for a long time. Now with this kind of a thing, that's like, this is like Target was at 110. Okay, and now Target's 150. Dave's asking, the money printer has flooded the markets with cash. Yeah, Dave. Listen, the rationale of, okay, all of this loose money and deficit spending has been something a lot of people have been asking for decades. A lot of the gold bugs would always say that. Okay, the guys that were, you know, when gold was $300 an ounce, there were guys who were like 80 years old who said gold going to 5,000 an ounce. Well, yeah, but when? And they'd say, because this government's out of control. Here we are, $1.2 trillion in debt. That's a joke now, and in comparison to where we are. So as long as that debt keeps going up, look, markets, the companies, they're all going to get the money. That's how it works. With this market, so let's just kind of park that to the side and just kind of capitulate into the obvious. All right, I've always said that this is going to be a big year. Presidential cycle, fourth year, after a third year in the decade, a lot of decennial cycle stuff. Like, that was the decade low, the 2022 low, and anything that bottomed in 2023. Those are lows for the decade. And so now we run for the next 5 years, in my opinion. At least the next, you know, maybe after this year there's a bump or there's a hiccup. But from now until that end of that year, this year, this stuff's going to be in full-on recovery. Walt Disney, I think this is just such a massive story. It's in the same way like Meta was such a massive breakout, going up $75 at 470, you know, and being, you know, tens of billions of dollars added to the market cap. It's just, no, hundreds of billions, sorry, in a single day. Just massive moves are happening. Look at Disney. Check that out. Here's another one. My folks, I will share this with you guys. Oh, my folks, you know, guys, I have a new 3 ideas for Harmonic Trader members. And it's 5 actually, not 3, but here's Nike. And like a lot of these that are just sitting on these lows that the last year, 15 months with big patterns, Nike, big bat pattern, just retesting $100, 97, 105, somewhere in there. I think this is prime. So a lot going on there. A couple others that are, I find them, you know, super interesting that we should be looking at. Here's Tesla. Tesla's got a dot. It has a Gartley. It's trying to put in this dot today. Almost did yesterday, but we closed with a bearish close. So take a look. So Tesla 183 area, I think we're trying to get ready to do this bounce move back to 225, 222. Check that out. But that's a big one. That's you know, that's something that's certainly keeps rocking along, turning around. Maybe it is here. Maybe we don't go to 127. I think we could even do a counter trend bounce pretty easily. Anything bigger than that, probably not. But for right now, to do something like that, they rally it into the end of March, definitely. Think about this, okay? Every day we get closer to the end of March, you're going to have more money get thrown at this market. More money thrown at crypto. Okay, more money thrown at the QQQ, SPY, Big 7, Magnificent 7, whatever. It's just going to keep going. So we get through the next week or two. I think it's, you know, it gets pretty easy. Aren't too many headlines, aren't too many things that could really pop up with something completely unexpected, but for how this whole year is supposed to play out, or how we're targeting this thing to play out, yeah, your uncertainty factor is about to go away in about 3 weeks. Once that happens, then it's, you know, kind of just fire away. And same deal with, we're looking for that with crypto too, although we'll talk about crypto in a second because some of the things are happening now. Couple more, you know, things that are still looking at the, you know, I'm looking at energy because we had a big move yesterday in N phase, and I think I've mentioned these before. Where's N phase? N phase is a big pattern here. Where is it? Oh no. Well, N phase jump, but the pattern is Solar Edge. It's Solar Edge is this. There you go. 76 SEDG. Okay. These have gotten just destroyed. But there's a number of patterns in this sector. I'll show you here in a second, but that's one. The other one, Generac. Oh, yeah, that popped too. But this got some daily. There you go. Couple of patterns. I mentioned this last week. Couple of patterns down around 110. There you go. I think that's still early. It's a type 2 off the shark. Let's see, maybe comes back to 110 one more time. Really shouldn't because the T2's already been illustrated, but I'll keep my eye on that one. The other one was First Solar. So looking for big patterns that are, you know, trying to do something. There you go. Gartley, a couple of dots recently. 137.66, that's the hop. You've held it there 3 times now. Keep an eye on those. And of course, we've talked about crude oil. It just is, continues to hold. 75, 72. There you go. Weekly. No, that's the daily. Where's the weekly? Weekly's even better. Yeah. Where is that? Right around 72. But the fact that this is now 8 weeks holding, starting to put higher highs in. Last week was probably just a one-off. So we start to make progress out of here. This could be quite significant. Whole bunch of stuff there. I mean, there's a lot of the XLE on not only weekly but the daily. Just recently had. There you go. Check this out, Gartley. Right at 81. There's a type 2. So can this Gartley hold in here and then set off at least a rally, get it back up to 90 or higher? It's kind of what you're looking for from here. But crude oil just firming up. Firming up. Couple more stocks to segue over to crypto. Perfect one is Coinbase. So you guys know that I'm looking closely at Coinbase. 127 is the number, and we've got a couple of yellow dots. The weekly, we've hit targets. There you go. 127.86. Are we going to return off of this? Is that it? Take a look at the weekly HSI. This is Coinbase, okay? Now starting to turn up, and not going to take much here for Coinbase to get out of that zone and start the move. And you see it both here with HSI and amplified. So I think Coinbase is ready to go. It's like I said, 130. It traded as low as 120. There's the last signal. Last HSI dot, basically around 122. I think that's a really critical low. That's probably, think of it this way. If this is a low for the cycle, this is the early year pullback, and then crypto cycle is going to begin. I would think it's probably off of these levels here around 120. Or give it to you one more way. Hey guys, the crypto cycle is going to start in 6 weeks, and Coinbase just completed a 30% correction. Interested? Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Down here. And you've got, look, software's kicking out. Really clean pattern. I would love to get that HSI to pop out. I do think it will. At a minimum, go from 127 to 168. Treat it like this. And then we'll see if we get more. But keep an eye on that. And the same is MicroStrategy. And check out what that's doing. So to me, this is looking like a fail. And I think the daily had, yeah, look. This is what I think Coinbase is about to do. The daily for MicroStrategy did play out. That was a type 1 on the daily. Weekly, a little bit different. Didn't get completely down there, but you had HSI, so it was overbought. Oversold on both ends. there. 481, yeah, consider that your support. Same way Coinbase at 127. Just hasn't popped back yet. But that's a good one. I mean, let's check out Coinbase because that's probably, yeah, I think Coinbase is like now ready to bust a move up. We just come back to 136. Yeah, quite. Get your eye, probably the most critical time of the year so far. Right now for Coinbase. If we were going to let it drop, that's it. A couple more, pretty interesting. What about like GBTC? Wow, that traded down to 34, all the way back to 40. That's on the hourly. I thought that was a 4-hour thing. No. Oh, it is. There you go. So it's a 4-hour. GBTC is a 4-hour chart. 4-hour, type 2, deep crab. No confirmation. But I'll watch that. I mean, that's pretty interesting here. GBTC doing that. Type 1 reaction. Come on back. There you go for the 2. Are we going to is that it at 40.75? Because that really should be the maximum level, at least for now. Come back down, something like that. Beyond 40.75, or I'd probably say, you know, this is where all the ETFs came out. Probably like that. Here's the monthly, and this is the other, I think, really interesting thing. The monthly's got the obvious Gartley up here, but we're at target 2 at 40.53, so there's a lot of numbers up there. I would want to see that Bitcoin do a massive move above that 43 number for me to think, okay, this is going to just go. It's just going to explode. And you're going to do some kind of massive 1618. Which I do think is possible, you know, for the cycle. Now you can use GBTC because you have such a massive pattern. Where would that be if that's a 1618 on GBTC? $92. That's a basic double or a little more than a double from current levels, which matches up with what we're thinking about on Bitcoin. So, you know, let's watch that. That's I think that's an interesting one. Let's really quick. Let's jump over to the crypto. Let's just kind of blow through the list of, well, Bitcoin obviously up at 45,000. Check it out. What happened to our B point? I mean, perfect rejection last month, even though it wasn't a bearish candle. Pretty important. Here's your 4-hour, folks. And 4-hour signals, I still say 4-hour signals are the way to go. This is kind of like Ethereum. We had this, check it out. The high level, there's your dot. That's a bullish dot. So this bat pattern, that was it. It was just a pause. And then you had the reaction. And that's all it gave you. Now you're getting another HSI signal, but temporary. I'm impressed with how it's holding up, no doubt. You know, daily level here has turned back up. Bitcoin going to go now? It would have to really bust it. It would have to bust it in like the next 3 days. I don't think so. Not yet. Do I think there's a bearish butterfly on the 4-hour chart? Hasta la vista is asking. 4-hour chart, I don't think that matters. Even if there was. Software is not kicking anything out. It was a bat pattern, 43,500. And that was capped for about a week, maybe 10 days. And it broke out last night. This is what we talked about Tuesday, though. We talked about setting up a lot of those patterns that were popping up and saying, hey, look, these are your next level shots here. So, okay. Remember Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum, we were looking for a little pop in Ethereum. Ethereum to get to 25, 2600 daily. There you go. Still there. We've got, look, we have a bearish pattern. We have this. Beautiful crab pattern. Completed all the way back in December. The completion date, December 8th. 30 days. You do nada. If anything, you're going back up day 30 after the fact. And now you generate a bullish, oversold trigger at a high level, which means you're still marching up there on Ethereum. You're going higher, 2612. We are oversold at the moment, but that's still 2-3 days. This is a daily chart, by the way. So looking for Ethereum to do that move. Also, remember, we said this last time. We were pushing above this 50 level, and we got it. Where amplified RSI was going higher. Let's see. A couple of the other ones that we mentioned last time that had this exact situation. Remember, we were looking, said, okay, look for a daily oversold trigger like that, and then a 4-hour chart. Well, we had stuff like that. We had Ethereum Classic, right? HSI. I thought this had a dot too. No, but HSI and then daily 4-hour. Some 4-hour patterns here at 2350. This is Ethereum Classic. Not bearish, bullish. I had a couple 4-hour patterns. Right there. Had. Well, that was one. Although, here I go again. Here was something that we brought up trying to do something CRV. Remember this? A lot of patterns. Super early, but starting to come off of this 44 expected measured 886 level. So, again, let's stay on top of, if not in front of, patterns, big patterns like that. And then we had those high level patterns. Things like, Caspa, remember this? Daily HSI. So that was a nice 20+% pop. And then there was, what was down here? It was something like 10 cents. It was that one. Yeah. A bearish one there now. The other one, Celestia. Tia, it was. Here you go. Oh, that's above 20. Nice. Yeah, high level. This is exactly what we talked about last time. Looking for these high level HSI continuations. That's interesting. 42. Looking for the Coinbase feed though. That one's up there. I mean, that's exactly the kind of one I said we're going to have to try to sift through the ones that have skyrocketed but continue to set up. I think the poster child here is this TAO, TAO. There's TAO trying to give us another oversold on the 4-hour. That, look, I know it's crazy. It's 445 and that was 200 and that's 40. But these that have continued to do this, yeah, they're tough. They're tough. You know, maybe we get something like a pattern on a 4-hour chart. This isn't really quite there. I'd like to see a daily at least. But there's a lot of these that have really exploded. Where's injective? Injective, doing that. Yeah, remember? Around, what was it? Were the dots at like 34? Last HSI is around 32. And there's something here on a 4-hour chart. Yes. Did we get that? We clipped it. So there you go. Injective on the 4-hour. We talked about that last time, and that just clipped. Literally, there's your T2, 3196. And this is a 4-hour type 2 pattern at a daily HSI oversold. Yeah. Let's keep an eye on it. I do think that coming into this next month, look, if this is setting up for another leg higher, like a lot of those other ones that did that very same thing, you're not going to get more than a 38.2% pullback, all high to low. Where's the immutable X? High level there. Wasn't this a 4-hour? There it is. Yeah, I don't know if it's coming back to 173. You're 226, but this has got the exact idea that we're, want to see. Oversold on the daily. Nice pattern. Can we get one more retest? Would love to see that. Injective or dejected? I don't know. I don't think it's dejected. I think it's doing all right this year. One or two more that we've mentioned last time that are turning. Where is synthetics? So this one right here, my arrow. I mean, there you go. 4-hour. Wasn't this another? Yeah, well, this is daily oversold. Okay, in a high level, anywhere at $3. There on the 4-hour. Look at all these patterns. Right at $3. Now $3.36. But we talked about that last time. And this has big patterns underneath it looking left. This has got, you're under this big Gartley, I guess it is. It's a bat pattern. And that XA is at 360. So, you're back down here under that larger level. Great, because you're looking for this to just pop off the next several months and start the march to target 1. Oh, another one. So Solana, I think, probably getting ready to make another run to 122. Enough time's gone by. And I think it was maybe a little premature to say 147 or go back to 47. Thinking something like this could happen on Solana. Come back to it. It's the ideal harmonic pattern scenario. But if we hit this T1 hard, and we did, it was a beautiful T1 rejection. Talk about rejection. Okay, T1, real good. If this was going to be a hard rejection, okay, we would have fallen through. So we wouldn't be here 6, 7 weeks later, and we didn't do the move closer to 47. We were there for a second under 80, where it was starting to threaten it, but you are just a scratch away. You know, break out above. All you need to do is break out above 106, break out above 107, and close there for the week. And you have actually a very powerful multi-bar, multi-candle setup, candlestick continuation pattern. So if this is some kind of bullish engulfing by the end of the week, it's a big deal. And 122.38, it's coming. I think that is going to come now because you didn't break down, and now it's just about, all right, hold every weekly low. So last week's low, 93. Okay. This week's low, about the same, 92.88. You don't break 93. I mean, period. It's pretty interesting there. And then, so what does that mean for something like Avalanche, which, you know, I would love for this thing to be a perfect type 2 deep crab. You've got everything I want to see here. Type 1 reaction, yellow dot, it's rolled over. I would want to see this happen, come to the XA level for one more test, do the reversal, and then just go, because there's, you know, you're sitting in a big zone. You're coming off of a big pattern on this one. Where is it? Yeah, it's a massive bat pattern. I think this is a very similar to Solana, and I think, you know, target 1 really felt like we should have gotten there on the same time Solana did. So same type of deal. Notice also that this has held up. This is Avalanche. So, and I have a position here just to let you know. But notice how held the ABCD retest. Again, break out above 37, 38, and close above there. That's a very powerful continuation. Couple more things that are, I feel, on a potential slingshot. So here's this auction. Did that big thrust, yes. But here we did get oversold around 22. So, you know, this has got the kind of setup slope where it potentially could come back. Hold on. Come on, you know, and do a second leg. You know, come down. Is that another towel bitten sore? And then do a big move like that, or, you know, an injective, something like that. It's kind of the thought here with auction. This is on a daily. Yeah, and you have part of the reason too with this one, you do have this complex structure. Look, red line went on, you got oversold. So this is a long building response to go retest and get overbought. It's going to take a little while, and it's at much higher levels. So I brought this one up last time. I have no idea what it is, and it just keeps getting away from me. I have stared at this thing since early December at 3.5 cents. It's now 16. Assemble protocol. Anyone can email me anything on that. You know anything about that? But, you know, this is the kind of thing where, hey, how do we find these? All right, how do we find stuff like this that does major recovery stuff versus even Cosmos here? There you go. Cosmos. Don't rarely hear people talk badly about Cosmos, but those are two different charts. Cosmos is a daily pattern. I mean, you have daily patterns down here. Take a look. I thought it was you know, interesting. Another shark right off the top. But is this going to get going? Is this really going to get going? You have a Gartley back here at around 9. So you've got this whole history of patterns for Cosmos over the last 15 months. Trying to hammer out some support down here. But how much longer am I going to have to stay through that? That's what we're trying to sort out right now. Got to figure it out. It's what was the other thing we talked about? I believe, sorry, last time I believe we talked about Gala with shark pattern right off the top. But that's another one here, okay? I like this. But is that really running? I would say no. I mean, lots of patterns down here, but I'd rather look at things that are moving, running. And what was the one that Caspatia? Sorry, Link. Let's take a look at Link. Because everyone got super hyped up when that thing was scratching 20. So, big retest. There are some patterns up here. Okay, 4-hour bearish resistance. I think it was around 19. Yeah, 18 even, a shark up here. Just waiting for another 4-hour oversold. I think we talked about this last time. I mean, looking for Link if it's going to really do the breakout move on this weekly chart like this. And that's a beautiful, it's a beautiful long-term build formation, higher low. Now that's really in with the breakout. This is at a point where this thing should get some nice follow through. We were saying like 24. So let's keep an eye on Link for any 4-hour pullback at this point. 4-hour pattern, 4-hour pullback. Oh, you know the other one we talked about? Remember we said Kusama because of the oversold. Look, Kusama did a big thrust up move. Amazing. That was 17. It went to 60. And then we got some signals just last week around 35, 36. So that's another one. And, oh yeah, take a look. So it's an interesting situation of patterns that, you know, this is the kind of thing we want to see. Want to see daily oversold? Give me a pattern on the 4-hour chart. So I think that another example of the kind of time frame setups we should be looking for, pattern setups we should be looking for. Which do I like better, Link or Solana? That's a great question. I think the masses like Solana better than Link. So Solana has a better pattern. Take a look at that. A couple more. How about, where is, oh, Axie Infinity. Okay, remember 665? This is another one. Look, there's the big 4-hour pattern. 675 is the exact number. It's been scraping that for a week now. And why? Because it's this. It's the retest of this big pattern, this bat pattern, that 886. It's just skimming that. Okay, a couple of scrapes down there. So this is another one. We clear out this $7 to $10 just general range with this kind of action. Yeah, it's another one where you're looking for this thing to wake up and just get out of that hole. I think this is like Avalanche. There's a big weekly. Talk about T-Coin. That's 165. That's 7. Okay, that would be nice. Get back to halfway. But this had a, 1 second. Where's the weekly? No. Maybe this was a daily. Not like Avalanche. But there's several patterns here on Axie. AXS. Yeah. One or two more. I know that I mentioned last time that have, they've bounced. It's not huge for crypto, but Sandbox, and we were talking, I think 44. What is down there? Weekly. No. Oversold HSI. There's in the Shark is a 113 at 42.8. Basically 45 cents. I'm fine with that. And is this yeah, okay, there you go. Two patterns right off the top. And it's a type 2 bat. So this thing should be coming to life soon too. It just took a rest for a month, 6 weeks. Cardano, what's up, Evan? Yeah, Cardano, I saw that up at 53 this morning. Cardano does have, did we scrape that 46.96 crab pattern? Yeah, I guess that is, I guess you want to get 46 cents on Cardano. Maybe that's maybe it's going to set up for the move back to 60 from there. Remember, the daily had a beautiful, the crab pattern. There you go. Huh. This is pretty interesting because right here, you got target 1 at 48. You're running into some immediate HSI resistance, but really this is looking like it wants to go back to 62. Could be in a good spot. Don't think we missed it, no. But if this is going to pull a return move, let's see. Yeah, look at that. This is an hourly chart. So, all right, let's just keep an eye on it. Evan, that's your job, man. Inside of the Discord, please. Keep an eye on Cardano for us. Maybe we get another shot at 48 cents, but that might be about it. And if you're looking for Cardano to actually do something, okay, remember, there is amazing this weekly pattern. Okay, there's a weekly pattern here. It looks like Coinbase too. By the way, Coinbase is starting to move up. I mean, I like Coinbase now. I should go buy some. 49.8 cents is the weekly for Cardano. So this could easily do a retest move back to 62 or 73 cents. And it's setting up now. How many weeks have you tried to go down there? Look at this. I'm not a fan of Cardano, but this chart's pretty much popping right off here. It's saying, I don't want to go under 50 cents. How many times do you have to do this? And we're going to get a weekly HSI. Look at that. All right. Hey, anybody want to make an easy 20%? That's what's going on here. Let's take a look at that further. Keep an eye on that. Evan, please. That and Celestia. I like both of those. Celestia is doing the move, great. And we talked about how we're going to have to locate. Look, the ones that have done moves or doing crazy moves, the reason why they're riskier is because they've already moved. So we're going to be looking for higher levels of entry, but they're moving. Some we might screw up, no doubt. QQQ. Trying to make run for new highs for the day. Incredible. Regardless, Cardano, I'm down on that. I like it. And this return move can potentially be quite satisfying. We catch it the right way. I just think it's probably down in here off the 4-hour signal. And that was here. Look, it's a crab. It's a crab right off the top. 46.3 cents. Did we get that? No. It was within a half a penny. Sorry, a fraction of a penny. It was in 1/10 of a cent away from actually testing that crab. But I'm down on that. I do like that situation there. One or two more things that I've been talking about. What about, was it Algo? Had a daily? Bunch of daily oversold on Algo. Right there. That's what that is. And this is, okay, so this is something I want everyone to become aware of. If you're using standard RSI or you're using HPC, check out what's going on right here on Amplified. That's starting to go above the 50 level for the first time since all the way back here. You got to go all the way back to November, late November. And that was the early sign before the move. This one's even better. You have a big complex structure, came all the way down, you got oversold. Now, literally the last 3 days, you're above the 50 level and you have cleared out 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 peaks. That's algo, but it should be a strategy that if you're looking for the things to run, they're going to do some stuff first. They're going to do stuff like this, hold the 50 or get back above the 50, or even here, come off the oversold and start accelerating when you get above the 50, not really from oversold to 50, but from 50 to 70 or 80. That's like there. So that's one of the ways I look for things that are really starting to open up. Crypto's got a bunch of them. The other one was storage. And structurally, we're looking at that at 70 and then 60. Where are you? I don't think it matters because where the confirmation was down here. Was more like 55. That's right. I think we were looking at that around 6. Somebody refresh my memory. Maybe it was 65 or 70, and then it went to 50. But this one, Yeah, it's like this. With this breakdown, okay, goes all the way to the oversold, but the turnaround of where we can think this starts to move really doesn't happen until 3 weeks later when it finally cracks above the 50. That's the thing we're looking for now on a lot of these crypto. I gave you guys synthetics. Let me give you one or two more like that. Was it SCI? SCI is another one. I think it's, but it a little bit, maybe a little bit lower. Maybe 57 or 55. Anything there on SCI? Not yet. What was it? Was something else. Escapes me. I think it was this Vulcan Forged thing. Yeah, Vulcan Forged. I talked about this last time. 4 hour, beautiful, right around 550. This is another one. This is another one where big surge comes back, stabilizes for a while. Not there yet, but getting closer. It's another one. Okay, get above the 50. It's starting to do so on HSI. All right, so there's a lot of these crypto that have done this type of deal. And it did the big move into the end of the year, and then they cooled off for a month. So we want to see stuff like this with some patterns and start to get above that 50 level, because then we start to see price acceleration. One or two more. What's up, Neil? Hey, what's up? No, my name is not Mitch, and I'm not in St. Bart's at the moment. I'm in St. Scott's. SEI is like that. Oh, you want SUI. All right, SUI looks like this. I should charge you for this. SUI. Oh my goodness, there you go. All right, thanks for bringing that to my attention. Yeah, we talked about this one too. Remember, this is about the 50 level. Holding the 50 level. Maybe you get another one there. Yeah, it's tough for me to try to find an entry as this thing just keeps doing something like that. Maybe if I'm looking at 4 hour oversold triggers, but yeah, look, go to the 4 hour for this one. You got to let that thing shake itself out. So I have to look for that comeback. CJ, just because we haven't looked at it in a while, I will look at Doge. 8 cents. What can I say? Someday for Doge. Someday, Pro the Doge will become a millionaire again. As long as he doesn't sell. At this point, why would you? Can't say, not much there for Doger. Another one where give me some reason for that to accelerate. If we go, even on a daily, take a look. You got some patterns here. They're all back to back, capping you between 6 and 10 cents. That's like your last year. But you need to get above the 50, like the rest of them. You have to get above the 50 and stay above the 50 to really get going. 7.4 cents is obvious type 2 bat support. Okay, here's something interesting for Doge. Doge had a correction after the move to 9. Now trying to hold the 50. So talk to me in a few weeks. Like, get back up and stay above the 50 level. That would be one of the more meaningful moves that we've seen in Doge since the low. That's funny. Who said that? Abel. That's right. And that's why Mitch is in St. Bart's. No, man, he should be. Weather's terrible here today. It's like 70 degrees. I know. Most of you guys would love 70. What was, Mitch threw me this one. He was saying this DYDX, and a couple of you guys were saying this too last week. I don't know what this is. Mitch is, I know he's big on this one. It's a spring back test, right? I just think that's, looking for oversold triggers like that against the weekly. Yeah, there you go. Just looking for that to get going. It's not going to get going until here. You have to get amplified back up, moving like this. And you need HSI. And this is on a weekly chart. For this stuff to get moving, it has to get at least to the 50. It's not going to move until it gets to the 50. So you need to see things happen there. I'm not too crazy about that, but yeah, Neil, that's a great one. And that was on my brain earlier today. Near Protocol had, I know we mentioned this, had big patterns down at like just recently. There's a lot of things with this one. Couple of on the, there's the daily, it oversold. And then, come on. Hold on. Oversold, maybe this was a 4-hour chart. Because I was going through this one, I did see that this actually not only was oversold, but that was 4 and it got to 250. So sizable pullback on this. It just escapes me at the moment. It was this crazy butterfly down here, but the XA level was 2.2. That's what we were looking for last time. I do like Near Protocol, and check it out. So Near Protocol has that 50 line breakout. So we're here on a daily chart, by the way, not weekly. Near Protocol, if you can get a couple days moving like that, we should finally get off of that bottom. A lot of crypto is like this. It's probably 2-3 days away from, and they just need to be mildly bullish candles before you start seeing this thing really start to go. Mildly. Yeah, let's see. Don't know. How about this new mare? Did you guys see this thing? Where was it? Some big patterns down here. Just drifting up. I don't know what the where was this? Was a big butterfly for me. Maybe it was on the daily chart. Here it is. Point being is that with crypto and a lot of these delayed moves, that was it. It was a Gartley right at the bottom. And they do nothing for months, and I don't think we can be surprised there. Whoa, what's MicroStrategy doing? Up 70. What's the news on that? So what's Coinbase done since we started talking about it? Oh, Coinbase is up another 2. Keep an eye. Looks like crypto's ready, guys. I really think it is. I think, and we can look at these ancillary markets like Coinbase and MicroStrategy. Where are they? Like on the weekly level. If I'm looking at that on the weekly level with HSI here and we're at a 50, check out Amplified. And I covered this earlier in the session, but this is important for crypto. You want to see it all go. And that's weekly chart, Coinbase. Maybe it's time for those 170 calls, like go out to, I don't know, go to June. When's that? It's Thursday. Next Thursday is February. You got earnings. Yikes, man. This is really, that's in a nice spot. Hey, Steve. Yeah. The miners are going too. Great. They should be. There's Bit Digital. That probably get going pretty quickly. Some of the others. I mean, hey, I think, listen, Bitcoin above 45,000 is a good psychological number. It really is. Will we not get the 36K? All right, that's the question for Bitcoin. I mean, I'm exposed in so many other markets. My underlying thesis of Bitcoin running can happen now or later. But it's, if this happens, benefits me. I want to see that. I really think Ethereum is the thing that's going to start moving, though. What about Riot and Mara? Because they came all the way back down and did another retest. Yeah, see, Riot, every time that gets to 10, every time, just hit it. There you go. Look, it's going to take off. It's one of these days, it's going to go to 10, and it's just going to come off at 10. It's not going to look back. That's what's going on here. And you got patterns. So again, we'll talk about this till we're blue in the face, but it won't be satisfying until after the fact. It'll be satisfying 6 months from now because, yeah, we hung in on those zones because they were screaming patterns. And part of the deal with trading is getting from point A to point B by time in the market. McAfee said he thinks Bitcoin will reach 500,000. I don't know about that. I don't look. I think let's just stick with the cycle. Let's measure the cycle. Crypto, Bitcoin, it's a growing asset class. It will continue to grow. And when it goes into price discovery cycles, they go to 1618 weekly objectives minimum. That's how we're framing it out. Not really beyond that, not really so much complicating it. Where is the, hold on. I did want to show this Vchain. It's another big pattern, has done nothing. We'll talk about underperformance, but here we are with a weekly oversold pivot. So I think that's a pretty big deal. Bunch of these have done this, where if we're thinking about a secondary trigger, then we should be looking at like that. So we're getting closer after a long time waiting. Here's Uniswap. There's another one like synthetics, big pattern at 660, just taking its time, 635. And then on the daily, you have stuff like this. Yeah, you've got right around 6 bucks, confirmation. And just like, a whole bunch of these. I mean, they've a lot of these have done this, where you're getting another daily oversold trigger. So essentially the whole 1 month pause that started December 21st for most of them, again, like this is the 28th. 21st is like back here, but 30-day pause. All right, now get ready to get going. So I'm liking that. Oh, Celestia's above 20. Well, there you go. Yeah, then Celestia is another one. This high level thing, but you have to just treat it as a 1618 in development. Something like this for Celestia. That's the 1618. 25. 2450. I think that's fair. One or two more. Yeah, what's GTC? No idea what that is. Gitcoin. Gitcoin. Why is that familiar? I maybe bought some of this garbage at one point. Got nothing. How about some Hex Pulse Doge chain? Really? Can't do anything with that. Yeah, I mean, there's some crypto with patterns, other crypto with zilch. I won't even go there. Yeah, Drake, what's up? The Litecoin Grayscale ETN thing. Well, we had that a few weeks back at around $9. They had a big pattern. Looked like this. This was the pattern on that. So back to back, we were down here. Shark. Yeah, Shark to 5.0, 1373. So for now, that's probably it. Can you come back to 9 or 10? That would be great. It's kind of like GBTC. It's done its move, and it's needs a little more time to work before a next opportunity can present itself. Ethereum Grayscale, Ethereum Classic Grayscale Trust had a, there you go, 4-hour oversold recently. Get some perspective. Had a whole bunch of patterns. It's amazing. Check this out. Bat pattern right at the low. And then the crab. Again, notice how these are, they give you insight into crypto you're not going to get anywhere else. Look, type 1 perfectly, 932. I mean, it's just, the low is 932. I don't know why that didn't go off, but that was a perfect type 1. Came all the way back for the type 2. And got to watch this. There's no confirmation here, but you would want to see something like that. I don't think that's going to happen, especially because there's no confirmation. There's nothing overbought here, so I keep my eye on that one. For now, 932, that is your low. I'm thinking we need to, again, come back to the crypto, like the this Caspa thing. We brought that up last time. These that did a big move, went sideways. Now they're popping again, or they're threatening to pop. Here's another one. This is that Hbar. And this had a daily shark. I mean, this is a really nice setup with a big pattern right there at 7 cents, 6.9. Okay, but this is, just remember last week I was saying, look for new patterns, things that are developed. A lot of things we were looking at other patterns were played out. look what's happening here off of a fresh new pattern, fresh in the last 20 sessions. And I know I brought this up, and there's several of these that have formed those kind of patterns. ICP. Yeah, ICP has this big bat pattern right off the top. So a lot of things here to go on. Not just, hey, I'm just going to jump on something. I do think there's a lot of things that continue to develop. Patterns that come together. Oversold conditions, even on the daily. What about this? Was it Ocean? On the 4-hour, around 40 cents. No, it was one of the AI thing, AGIX. So check this out. AGIX on the daily. Here it is. Great one. Okay. Gartley to Crab, now on its way back up after, look, another daily oversold. And that was right around, that hit 23.7. Call it 25 cents. Really. On the 4-hour chart, like this. So, where you go? There it is. So we keep getting a lot of these things. The shark down there, 24. And a lot of them are starting to play out. So some of them have been, delayed, but others now, they are progressing after this 30-day pause. So keep an eye on those, especially the patterns that we're sitting on. And then there's one other one. Let's do it here. Keep your eye on Solana. Okay. Solana and Avalanche. Solana and Avalanche both have them where you're looking for this thing to really bust out and do a move. Solana's got to get above 107. Avalanche is like 38, but both of them are very close. If they do that move, then you're going to see other things. I think a lot of the things that haven't done much in the last 30 days start to really take off again. Got a few more, but I'll save them for next time. Listen, that was enough. Go check out Coinbase. I think that's showing us a ton. That's your takeaway for the day. Okay? Thanks, guys. Great session. Listen, have a great weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday. You have any questions, become a basic member over at Harmonic Trader. Get a free 2-week trial. Any questions, email me at harmonictrader@gmail.com. Okay? Until then, next time, as always, go get them.